Welcome to the All That Chazz Stress Relief Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Do the Thing, my book about stress management, time management, pain management, and boosting energy. And you can get that on Amazon. Follow the links at allthatchazz.com. And now on with the show, because your time is precious. And today I want to talk about one thing, and that is finding the art in everything that you do. And there is an art to everything you do, and it is found in pursuing excellence. Now, often we beat ourselves up by failing to reach perfection, and I believe that perfection is a form of self-loathing. Perfection is not reachable. However, excellence is reachable, and it's a process. So when you begin to do something, so for instance with me, I've been a massage therapist for 24 years. By now, I know what I'm doing. And people laugh and ask me, do you have advanced training in what you do because you're doing something different from other therapists? Okay, well, I can say this with as much humility as I can manage but still say, yeah, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at what I do. I work in injury rehabilitation, stress management, and pain management, and I've been doing it so long, and I did receive a lot of continuing education. However, the last few years, I just study out of books, and when I think back to the process I went through to get where I am now, it was a long one. And it started with me thinking that I was already at a level of achievement that I had not yet achieved. So I had very intense training. In Canada, we have some of the strongest and most stringent requirements to become a massage therapist in the world. And when I exited my training, I thought that I had everything in hand and knew what I was doing, no pun intended. And then over time, I realized that I didn't know everything. And not that I know everything now. Nobody ever knows everything. It's, like I said, not perfection, just excellence. But as I began to improve, it began with the best practices that I was taught. And over time, what you'll find as you refine your process and refine whatever you do, whatever it is, you'll rethink what you were taught, and you'll find shortcuts, or you'll begin to exercise unconsciously a perception that is rooted in pattern recognition. So when somebody comes to see me now, I look at their posture, and I have a pretty good sense of the things that I need to address to work out their bodily issue, whatever it is. So if I had to break it down for the purposes of this podcast, you want to be grounded in knowledge. So you take the courses, you do the study, you do what you need to do to get the best practices as handed down from whatever authorities there are. And the problem with those things is not that they're bad, it's that they tend to be geared to, I don't want to say the ordinary, but classes, you have to be very careful not to get sucked into the lowest common denominator. And best practices can often work 80% of the time, but they don't serve you the rest of the time. So as you continue the practice of whatever it is you do, the first thing is to practice what you've learned. And as you go deeper into that practice, you'll achieve more when you are more present. So when I massage, or when I meditate, or when I write, everything else goes away. So there's probably an art to doing the dishes I am not present when I do the dishes. I just try to get them done as quickly as possible. I listen to a podcast while I do them, and I am not present. My mind is elsewhere. It's a fairly mindless task, and the bare minimum gets done, and that's pretty ordinary. I don't generally find a whole lot of joy in it unless I try to do it very quickly. So it's a bit of a race to get done. One time I was doing the dishes as quickly as I could, and my daughter's boyfriend came in, and he saw what I was doing to get the dishes done thoroughly but quickly. And he said, "Time!" because he saw what I was doing. So when you are doing your best practice, you're probably not going at it the same way I was going at the dishes. You are fully present in the moment, and the rest of the world fades away. The next thing is repetition. You do what you do, and you do it a lot, and you are fully present as you do what you do, and you do it a lot. And little improvements will come. And it is not like a graph that goes up straight at a 45-degree angle up to forever. What I found was I entered the work thinking I was at a high state of excellence, and then I started refining things, and I made mistakes, and I did things differently next time, or I was more familiar with the problems I was confronting the second time round, and the third time round, and the fourth time round. And what you begin to find is the improvements will come in a kind of a stutter step. So you'll think that you're doing really well, and then one day you wake up and you think, oh, it's better than it was because I've made a refinement. I think when you continue with repeated practice and you're finding those small improvements, the next step up, the thing you'll notice when you are refining whatever it is you do, whether you're a plumber, a chiropractor, an accountant, whatever practice you do that occupies your mind and your time, the refinement will come when you find economies in what you do. So if you are a chef, for instance, and you are preparing a meal, you'll be able to do it more efficiently. You'll be able to do it faster. You will move less. You will know where everything is. Everything that you will need will be within reach. You will be prepared, and you will find those little economies. So you're taking fewer steps. You are achieving a higher level that to a casual observer, they may not be able to see it, but they might be able to taste it, or they might be able to measure it if they saw the less time it took. So, for instance, now when I see somebody for stress management, if I see somebody for an hour, it's for a full-body relaxation massage. I don't need more than an hour. And sometimes people will request, can you see me for an hour and a half? And I know why they want to do that. They're enjoying the hour. But that would be gilding the lily. It would, the law of diminishing returns would kick in. I can get everything that I need to get done for a relaxation massage in an hour. And because the thing is, when you are doing something at a high level, every movement, every moment has purpose. And everything is economic, refined, and you are reaching for a higher level of best practice. So you're not going for the standard practice that you received when you were, out of school, got your degree, entered the workforce, the bare minimum. You are achieving a higher standard that for a while only you may be aware of. Only you may notice what you've improved. It won't be a situation where you've improved something to the point where Somebody will see you 1 month and they come back the next month and they go, wow, this is so much better. It's incremental sometimes. And sometimes you'll learn something that revolutionizes what you do. But in most cases, not. In most cases, it is a journey. And you're still good at the beginning of the journey. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. It's that you're not necessarily doing everything right or as well as you could one day. So after 24 hours, let's try that again. After 24 years as a massage therapist, if you come to me with a headache pain, a shoulder pain, a back pain, I know what to look for, and I know to do the orthopedic testing, and I recognize the patterns because I've seen those patterns so many times before in so many other patients. And that is the process. It is a process. And can it be rushed? Can you take shortcuts? Maybe. If you find the right mentor, if you expose yourself to people who are working at a high level, then you might be able to do the same. But don't drive yourself crazy. It's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to come at things with a beginner's mind. It's okay to, just to have graduated into accounting last year. You're still doing good work. You're still doing good things. But someday it's going to, whether it be your level of customer service or some refinement that you invent yourself, all of these things will come together and you'll realize that you are a master. And that is, the masters will often not charge much more than somebody who just began, unfortunately. Right now, for relaxation massage, I charge $100 an hour. But I started 24 years ago. I charged $45 an hour. And $100 isn't that much different from what most people are charging now in my area. So it's for you. The thing is, when you achieve mastery, it's for you. A lot of people you'll see, they won't even notice that you're that much better or that much different. You're enriching your own experience of what you're doing. It's not boring when you're a master. You come at it a full circle. You come at it a beginner's mind because you're continuing to look for refinements in what you can do, because you're still going to make mistakes. There will still be problems that you can't solve. But it's exciting for you because you are fully engaged in what you're doing. If you're a teacher and you're not fully engaged, you're going to be a lousy teacher. If you're a student and you're not fully engaged, you're not going to be a great student. And that's why our best teachers stand out for us, and we think, I didn't think I was interested in history, but that teacher made it come alive. Or I thought I'd be lousy at biology, but then I got really good at it because I had the right teacher or I had the right motivation. I urge you to look at all of this as a process. Whatever you're doing, you want to do it better. If you're a meditator and you're doing nothing, quote unquote, you want to do that better. But it's about presence and practice, repetition, improvement, economy, and refinement. And that doesn't really end. You are always thinking, there's more to learn. There's more to do. And don't beat yourself up about that. It's all a process. And it makes your life richer. When you're fully engaged in what you're doing, it brings your stress down. When you're interested in what you're doing, you're going to be happier. It's the people who are bored, the people who are in the wrong job, the people who are not interested in refining their work, the people who are really not getting into what they're doing, not refining. not inventing and reinventing. They're the people who are under more stress. And I encourage you to fully engage and enjoy what you're doing. And find the art in whatever it is that you do. This has been the All That Chazz Stress Relief Podcast, and I am Robert Chute. If you want to read my nonfiction, Do the Thing, go to allthatchazz.com and follow the links. If you want to read my fiction, I write science fiction, horror, crime thrillers, the full gamut. You'll find all that stuff also at allthatchazz.com. Thanks for listening, and see you next week. The music for today's podcast was Immersed by Kevin MacLeod. Go to allthatchazz.com for the music credit in the show notes. Thanks again.